Hello, 7K team. The people who really want to be successful, the people who want to make a difference in their lives, people want to make a difference in other people's lives. That's who you are. That's who we are. And so today, after going through our 7 pieces of paper, Bob Reid success system, and that's a success system you can basically use in anything in life if you really look at it, but it's more appropriate for network marketing. And so the key is basically, what network marketing company do I want to do? Okay. And there's a lot of great ones out there. And my first one it's still in business today that I made my first 6-figure income with a network marketing company. And I started it part-time as a top-level corporate executive. I didn't get to the 6-figure income while I was doing it part-time. It took a year and a half of full-time effort to get there. But I had no boss. I had no employees. I had a team. See, this is the difference between network marketing and a job. Network marketing, done the right way with the right company and with the right comp plan, it really is entrepreneurship with teamwork. See, it's a team. You have to have a team to succeed. It's not just an individual. Those old multi-level marketing style companies where it was just the individual, I mean, they had to have a group, but it really was the individual. And very few people, you had to be a 1%er or a 2%er or a 3%er really to succeed. Now, you may have not have been that in your regular life, but you were when you got into network marketing, because the opportunity just kept unveiling itself to that particular person, and they kept striving to new levels of achievement. Now I'm talking about the old multi-level marketing, the old breakaway plans. And I'm not going to do it here today, but I'll do it in a later training, where there is no better plan than the binary plan. And it's because you only need one good person on your left, one good person on your right, and everybody can sponsor 2 people. Everyone can. And if you do it with my system, you're going to end up sponsoring more than that with time anyway. But the key is you only have to have one partner on your left and one partner on your right with an infinite level plan like we have in 7K. Okay? Because it's that group volume that counts. It counts for you as well as it counts for the individuals. And we'll go over that later. But today, I asked you to, in the 7 pieces of paper, we're not gonna review those today in any detail or depth. But what we will do is we will look at those 7 pieces of paper real quick. Did you do your homework? Did you tell your sponsor and your team leader that you're working with how many hours you're going to commit for the next 2 years? And it doesn't matter if you've been in this business for 7 years, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years. I asked everyone, start it as you're starting off for your first day. That's what I asked in the last training. And that's what I'm going to ask you again to do. And if you didn't do what I asked you to do the first, go review Bob Reid's system, go review that training, and do your homework, because your homework was also to put together your hot list, your top 25 to 50 people, who aren't in 7K or who was in 7K and they're still part of your hot list. They're part of who you want. I want that list. I want you to have it written down in a spiral notebook with one name, telephone number, email, and maybe address at the top of that page, and that's it. One name per page. Okay? In that new spiral notebook paper. Y'all know what I'm talking about, huh? Thing you get for, you have your kids. Yes, right here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. And so, with that, this is that why the binary works for everything over here is going to count for you. Everything over here is going to count for you in time. Now, you're going to have to understand this exponential expansion, and you've got to understand that this can be weeks, this can be months, this can be years. But what else are you doing in the next 10 years that you could have 1,000 people on your left team and 1,000 people on your right team, where everything they do counts for you? Whoa, that's pretty powerful. And all you have to do is have one on your left and one on your right. And if you understand the business family pack, in essence, everyone can have that. Okay. Okay. That's why we're teaching Millionaires 101. And this has a lot to do with it. And you've got to embrace that attitude every day that you can do this. You got to also have that attitude of belief and those 3 beliefs. So today, I'm going to ask you a few questions. And these, you can use this with your people as you sit down one-on-one with them. Y'all can watch this together. I'll ask the question for you. Or you can learn how to ask these questions yourself to your people. What do you want? Why are you joining 7K? What do you want out of 7K? What are you looking for? Do you want to change your life financially? Would it help to have an extra $500 a month coming in after the next few years? I didn't say it's going to start coming in next week. And I didn't say it's going to come in this year even. The question is, would you like to have an extra $500 a month coming in after a few years of work? But you got to learn before you work. You got to learn how to work before you work. It's not like you just join and you start making money and you can haphazardly do this. But if you go about it in a systematic way, you will succeed. It's a matter of choice. There's an old axiom in this industry, and by motivational speakers, people who teach you to believe in yourself. For things to change, you have to change. Are you willing to make some changes? Because if you're not willing to make some changes, you're just playing with this. You're really not serious. But if you're really serious, you'll give yourself a shot for 2 years doing my program. No, not just 2 years your way, because I can assure you that you have 98% chance of failure. But if you do it my way, I can assure you have 98% chance of success. So what is my way? is first acknowledge that you want something different. See, we can't put the why into you. You have to have the why. That's what keeps you persisting. That's what gives you that perseverance to persist. That's what gives you that patience to learn the skills, attitudes, and techniques it takes. They're real simple, but you've got to be willing to learn them, and you've got to be willing to make mistakes and not be embarrassed by it. Because embarrassment isn't going to pay you bills in the future. Now, here's a few statements that I want to make to everyone. And it's to those of you that are here in the business, those of you that new, and those of you that are thinking about joining us in our 7K venture. Would it be okay to learn something, that's going to build wealth for you simultaneously? It's going to protect the wealth that you've worked hard for, regardless if you're 21 or 70 or older. Wouldn't you like to protect what you've worked hard for? Wouldn't you like to learn how from someone that's not trying to take advantage of you? Because believe me, all those investment advisors out there, they're trying to take advantage of you. They're going to make commission off everything you buy and sell. Even when they tell you they don't make any commission, that's a real lie, because they do. Especially in those annuities, they try and get you to buy and say, well, we don't make any commission on those. That's the biggest lie of all lies. But wouldn't you rather have God's money instead of man's money? Well, see, that's what we have in 7K. Now, do we want to take advantage of it? There's a right way and a wrong way. And so that's why that commitment is so necessary, to know, what are you willing to commit? What are you willing to change? See, for things to change, you have to change. If you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to keep getting what you always got. Oh, Einstein said it right. That's all the definition of insanity. Keep doing what you've always done and expect different results. He just said it in a different way. Okay. So all we're asking for is for 2 years for you to have an attitude, I'm going to learn how to do this. Now, you get a lot of advantages in this process. Number one, you get to learn about gold and silver, what you've never been taught about before. Now you're going to learn about it from people who want to help you, not people who want to take advantage of you. See, every decision is yours. Buying your gold, buying $10 a month, or buying $10 a week, or buying $10 a day, or whatever amount you decide to buy. But see, I'm telling you, that's what you need to do. Well, I'm having a hard time just paying my bills. Well, you need it worse than we thought. If you're in that shape, you really need this, because that isn't going to get better. For it to get better, you have to do something different. And this is it. So what I'm going to tell people to do, and I don't care if you're already making a 6-figure or double 6-figure income job, you need this too. I mean, I've been in those shoes. It is a comfortable lifestyle, but it's also very stressful, because we all know if something happens and we lose our job, our whole life is going to crumble around us financially, because most of the people living like that are living in a lot of debt, or living on the edge, if they really admit the truth. They're not debt free. And if that income stopped coming in, they'd be in a world of hurt. That might be okay for a little while, but they'd be in a world of hurt to sustain it. Here, that's what we're all working for. We're all working for that ability to accumulate wealth, preserve our wealth, and increase our wealth. So let me just go through that little scenario again. That's why that job description that I teach you is so important, because it's a real simple thing that we're talking about doing. This is it. You make that commitment, but if you don't put the time in, you can't learn, you can't do any of these things. How do you learn? Well, we've got all the tools for you for that first 2 years. Now, if you want to do some outside motivational learning, a lot of good writers, good leaders that have great self-help books. And like I said, I'm going to put together my list for my group and my team. Now, if you want to read stuff outside of that, see, that's where you're making a decision that I can't tell you if it's right or wrong unless I've read that book. Now, I've read a lot of books that are not on my list, and I don't have them on my list for one reason. They're deceptive, they're lies. Maybe they have a lot of partial truths in them, but the people who wrote those books, especially wrote books about success and network marketing, most of them didn't build the way they teach in their books. So that's a lie. They just wrote the books to sell to people, and they made more money off their books and cassette tapes and training seminars than they did in network marketing. So yeah, I'm very selective about what I recommend people to read for self-help. Now, the biggest self-help book is the Bible, because all of those motivational speakers, the really good ones, the John Maxwell's, the Jim Rohns, the Zig Ziglars, and the Earl Nightingales, and so forth and so on, everything that they taught was also in the Bible. That's pretty neat, knowing that's one good source. But making that list is very important. So if you don't make this list and then build that list in this 2 years to 500 people, and everybody can do it. So you got to be working at this. And so out of this 5 to 10 hours, see, you're going to spend at least 1 to 2 15-minute sessions a week. 15 minutes is all I ask. Quiet, no noise, no TV, no radio, no anything, just a room and a couple of pieces of paper and a memory jogger. And you selectively go through a process to build that list. And for example, I'll be putting up a little memory jogger that I have here. Oh, I just seem not to find it for some reason. There it is. Got too much stuff up there. And it's just a one piece of paper with a whole bunch of little subjects on it, and it helps you build that list. And you just think about one topic at a time in that 15-minute period. So see, what I'm trying to do is just trying to tell you that none of this is difficult. It just takes your patience, persistence, and perseverance, which are all characteristics of success, by the way, for you to develop prosperity. So I want you to understand what's behind that job description. All these things, these income producing activities, and that we're going to be talking about as we build and as we grow, are all inside of these 7 pieces of paper. Now, I could write a big book explaining all this, but I do it in a simple training system and I charge you nothing for it. Let me tell you the other secret here. The other secret is this is a team building business, but it takes a good coach. Hey, I'm going to make the analogy to many sports. Let's take football. I'm a college football fan. I used to be a pro football fan. I used to be all kind of fan, but I'm grammar school, high school, and college now. It's for political reasons. I refuse to even let my eyeballs contribute any money to the woke agendas of the professional sports today. I just won't do it. I don't care how much I love the sport. Now, what you want to do, that's up to you. But let's take each one of you are on a team. Now you have a team captain. That's who you work, your first upline leader that you're working with. Okay. And I hope you understand I can't work with 30,000 people. Okay, that's impossible. It's called span of management too, or rather span of influence in teamwork. Okay, so you got to have a coach. Well, I'm the coach. Now, if you're recruited out of high school to go to a college, and you're really pretty good, what are some of the things you're looking at that college? Well, you're looking at, the academic standards, if you really got any good sense, because you want to get an education while you're playing your sport that you love. And you have a desire to play it maybe professionally to earn some big bucks for a while. But you better learn how to handle those bucks or they go away real quick. Kind of like winning the lottery with a lot of people. Well, you want a coach that has sustained success year after year after year, or over a long period of time. His net result, or their net result, is an overwhelming, like a top tenor. Okay, that's what you want as a coach. Now you can get these new wonder boys or girls that come in, they coach, and man, they take a team to a national championship and they're never able to repeat it. And they're never in the top 10 again. Well, that'd be a bad decision to go commit 4 or 5 years of your life to wanting to succeed and get to the top of the ladder, or even just, have a great career while you're learning, but a more enjoyable one. I'm not going to go, in depth about my credentials, but I am the first $1 million earner in commissions in this company. I'm the only person that's made multiple years of $1 million commissions in network marketing that's been in this company. We may have more joining us. I think we just had one join us in my team recently. But I'm talking about in network marketing. They may have done things in their other careers, but I'm talking about in network marketing. So you get to choose who you learn from. Choose carefully. is what my remarks are. Choose carefully. So, and that's what we're doing. We're teaching. I love coaching this. I love doing it. I mean, I do it and coach it. I don't have to do this. I just love it's good to do something you love to do. I love seeing people grow beyond what they thought their potential was. I love see people becoming all God endowed them to be. They just didn't know it. That excites me. That gives me a sense of fulfillment when I see that in individuals, and I see it in a lot of individuals in my group. They may not even recognize that, but they will in time. Hopefully they will. Because those that do become very successful kind of quickly and they let their success go to their head, they're hurting themselves and their team. I just like being a coach. Now, you can't be a coach unless you know how to do it. A lot of people in this industry like to be in a coach, but they don't know how to do it. But that's not who you want to learn from. Okay. Yeah. They better have a success track record too. Okay. And so, what do I mean by this is teamwork? Well, my job is to teach you, help you see things in you and your team that maybe you don't really realize or really see or understand yet. That's one of my main functions. And that's why I have this training course that I do on Saturdays at 12 noon. Yep. Well, I try to do that because I know we're going to be a global business. No, we're going to have different time zones, but uh, that's an inconvenient time for people who work a job. And if they're really serious about this, they'll make time to be here. They'll make time to be here, just like you do. So, what do you want? What are you expecting? Write it down. That's your thing you'll review when you maybe get a little stinking thinking. That'll be what you'll look at when, oh, things aren't kind of going right. We're going through a transition with the website. We're going through a transition with the instead of letting situations kick you out of the greatest opportunity that you can persevere through change. It doesn't matter whose fault it is and all that kind of stuff. Listen, the mission of this company is so important, it's going to succeed. The four founders, who I know all of them personally, the four founders are going to make sure this achieves what they set out to do. Businesses grow, businesses change, businesses adapt. But when the mission is right, it's going to happen. Now, what is the mission here? Teach people about gold and silver, giving them an avenue to accumulate gold and silver for the first time incrementally, and anyone can, and also earn extra income. And for some that are really serious and committed, develop a legacy income for you and your family, for your children's children. That's important. So, see, this is after learning the 7 pieces of paper, this is that conversation that you and I need to have, that you need to have with your new teammate. And you need to see if they're a real player, a real committed person, because you need to know the time you need to commit with that person, or if you need to find another person. Might be just a part-timer, maybe just, well, I'm kind of looking around, just kind of seeing here. Well, that's fine. Then you know what information to give them, where you need to look for a real business partner, because you need one on your left, one on your right. Now, why this is happening up line of you may be getting what I call gifts from above. And those are truly gifts from above if it happens to you, because somebody above you is serious about building this business. Somebody above you needs left and a right. And see, if you're on their power leg, you're going to have stuff underneath you anyway. But if you're not, you're on their pay leg, guess what? You're going to get gifts from above. Because regardless of what you're doing, they want to get paid. So they're doing it. So see, understand the power of what I'm telling you and why it's worth your while to go through this 2-year learning curve of building this business, because we all start just like this, but you're placed on somebody's left or right. Now, your job is to fill in somebody here in that first circle, or that first slot that's on your left team, or that first slot that's on your right team. That's your job. But you may not be fast enough to do it. So what happens is someone above you may place somebody in your slot. Well, that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing, because those points will count for you in your counter. And then that person may place a person on their left and their right, and that goes into your counter too. Now, you may have nothing over here. Just forget these circles exist. And then this can keep propagating, and you could get where you've got 3,000 in volume here and only maybe 30 or 40 or 60 points over here. But that's from you buying your own coin. That this company has so many positives in its comp plan. Do you realize what I just said? You buying wealth every month using your 1099 tax benefits, so you're not paying for what you think you're paying for that coin. So that's another job to learn. And you're accumulating points over here. Those points are commission points. Also, you're accumulating loyalty points where you can earn silver. So you not only get to buy silver, you get to earn silver, and you get to earn bucks. I mean, how much better can it get? Now, you can choose to do lotions, potions, pills, nasty tasting juices, all those other things. You won't end up with a closet full of expired, dated products. Because believe me, in all those other programs, you're going to have to buy more than you can consume for you to earn your checks. Well, here's the beauty of this. If you buy more silver and gold, are you going to get mad at yourself? And anybody that takes that attitude that they get mad, they have to maybe buy a coin on their spouse's membership, and they make and then they make a check because they bought that coin, they made that active. Anybody that gets aggravated at that, your brains aren't working correctly. So that we're going to have to work on your brains, your financial brains. You're buying a coin that's going to increase in value that has no expiration date on. You're accumulating wealth. That's what we want to do. We want to accumulate wealth. We just teach you how to do it. It may be uncomfortable for you because you haven't ever been taught finances properly. Now, since we're talking about finances, I'm going to talk about another thing. Okay, I'm going to go back to the chart here. Maybe that's you. To see, this is that person. Nothing on this side. But this person kept putting people here, and that kept propagating, and that happened. That is a beautiful situation to be in because you've got a group. And so if it took you 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years before you finally found a person that wanted to grow the business and build it like you want to, but now you found one, you got one person here, they start making a $500 check, you got 1,000 volume up here. That's enough for 2 $500 checks while they go to make their $500 check. See, understanding this is what's so important. That's why you can't get stinking thinking. It interferes with success. You got to understand the bigger picture in the beginning. And that's what I want you to do. That's what I want your old team to do. But you can't understand it unless you're having team meetings where you meet regularly. Remember, job description, where you meet regularly with your team. Not just a corporate call. Heck, you can watch that sucker on replays and then fast forward to get to the meat of something. The most important meeting is your own team meeting, the meeting with your leadership. That's the most important meeting of all in this business. Because y'all build a business. That CEO and that marketing director and those people up there, they don't build your business. You do, and your team members do. Oh, yeah, I want you to be on that corporate call. But I'm saying if you've got to make sacrifices in this time, you don't sacrifice this. This is more important. I don't care if it's just you and your first partner. Y'all meet every week for an hour. Y'all watch a video together. You discuss the how to do instead of complaining. No complaining in that meeting. It's how to do, how to correct. It's how do I do this next? So you got to do this for 2 years, remember? For things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, you have to get better. You have to understand before you can do. There is a right way to do this. And there's plenty of wrong ways. Now, I'm going to give you a little preview of what we're going to do here coming, because this is really important. All of you know that I want you to get into my 1, 2, 3 system. Okay. What happened? Hopefully I didn't X that thing off my screen here. Here. Once you get a person enrolled, and once you get them on whichever team band app they want to be, they want to be in the same team band, one of my bands that you're in. So Everybody can't be on the same one, by the way. I don't want everybody on the same one. And so you make sure you invite them, you get them on a team band app. That's very important because all my trainings are there. My whole goal for this 2024, starting with our new memberships that we've just rolled out, company just rolled out here in October. They're still implementing everything. Everything's not going like set up and straight. They're still doing programming. But hey, look, when it gets in steady state, it's just going to be roll that snowball down that mountain, let it get bigger and bigger, 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 and get into a great big momentum around the world. Then once you get them there, then you text them what's on the band app, by the way, my simple 1, 2, 3 system of working to duplicate. Okay. And that's a very good system, getting started, how to do it, all that. And it's simple 1, 2, 3. So you got to have a system to follow. And you got to make it simple. So this is simple 1, 2, 3. This is 1, 2, 3. This is 1, 2, 3. You're going to make sure that you go over those 7 pieces of paper. That is the system for success. See, all of this is entwined in those 7 pieces of paper. And that's what I'm explaining to you now. Get that commitment, get that hot list of 25 to 50 people, because you're going to get ready to do a 7K launch. We just had one, was it this past Thursday night, for a person in Baton Rouge, a person that's been in the business for a long time, but now just launching the business. Been in almost 7 years. Oh, made a few checks here and there, made a couple of $500 checks here and there, accumulated some wealth, got some products, and was just a member for all those years. Came to a meeting every once in a while, maybe 3 or 4 a year, but went to New Orleans because it was close, down the street. Started coming to our weekly meeting in Baton Rouge, which George and I, we have one every week at his house since the first night that I started the business on my birthday, November 17th, 2016, when I was 70 years young. And now we've had a meeting every day, unless we're traveling or somebody's sick. But then we try to have an alternative meeting somewhere in Baton Rouge while we're gone or when somebody's sick. Well, I'm going to show you what I'm going to train on next week ahead of time. I'm going to give you the 10 steps that this is all you and your group need to learn after you do the beginning. So I'm taking you through this methodically now, step by step, training by training, so you can do the same thing with your future members. I've already recorded it. And so you see, you get to join the proper team band app, and many of you are going to have to go back with members in your group that aren't members of the band app and get them on it. Get them going through this process with you. They're already a member. You want everybody to watch the new wealth strategies video. And then you want to point them to the notice section. That's also part of that 1, 2, 3 system. But here, I'm just putting everything together in one piece of paper for you, one PDF with links. That's going to be on the Band app. And then in this, we tell them they're going to watch what? That 1, 2, 3 system. They're going to watch that the autosaver is a wealth builder, and I'm going to explain to them it's not going to cost them what they think it's costing them for you. Then you're going, and too many people are skipping this. Too many people are not utilizing one of the most effective tools, third-party tools, to help us build our business. And that's the Courtney Ebbs video. About 15 minutes. And it tells you and everybody that it's a no-brainer to be in a home-based business. And in fact, she actually says people would be brain dead not to be in one. And there's no better one than 7K because you're accumulating wealth instead of lotions, potions, pills, and other throwaway stuff or consume stuff. If it's consumable, it's not going to build you wealth. It's an expense. Asset building is all you want to be involved in, especially in our state of our current economy and the future of our economy, nationally and globally. Then you're going to watch stories that matter. It's how, when we accumulate wealth through our autosavers and other coins that we buy, the rare, unique coins, because most people know nothing about modern collectibles. It illustrates to them with stories people can relate to, 3 in particular. And then how to build in momentum. One on your left, one on your right, one on your left, help them, one on the left, one help them, one on the left, one help them, one on the left. And the money that you can make. I did this with the $4.99. All you got to do is, say, hey, look, we got a better membership. You don't have to renew it every year. We do it with a $5.99 lifetime. You don't have to renew. It's the same numbers. It's 150 points. So the compensation and everything is the same. And the fact that you get every time you enroll someone, you get a leadership point, and you can roll over points that week. Okay, you get a new enrollee bonus, whatever they call it today. Yeah. And then 4, my 22nd century building system tools. Okay, that's the QR codes, the landing page, that kind of stuff. And if they choose to get it, if they choose to get the landing page, we show them how. If not, that's okay. They still need a QR code. They still need the QR code cards to help build their business, because they need to have 1,000 of these cards to give away every time they talk to somebody about gold and silver. Every time they ask the question, how do you feel about gold and silver? Would you rather have a little, or would you rather have all you can get? Let me ask you another question. Would you rather buy it, or would you rather earn it? Me too. Here, you might be interested in learning what I've learned. But that's it. You get 1,000 of those cards through my system for my group for less than $50. High quality premium stock. You can't get them anywhere else for that price. You can't even get them for $250 anywhere. Not even $300. Not the equivalent color and printed on both sides and premium stock paper. No, you can't. then I just asked you to learn something here. It just says read and understand the Sound Money website. Doesn't tell you to do anything. Just read the thing and understand it. And the same thing with Stack and Sell. Just read the thing and understand it, what it is, what it does. Same thing with 7K Advantage. But here, I'm going to ask you to download that app on your phone and start using this sucker, because this is where you save money that can pay for your coins and pay for your membership. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. Yeah. Gary Capps just, before we started our meeting, talked about he just made flight arrangements, saved over $700 just on one trip, just his flight. He didn't even tell you about the hotel savings of $160. That because that's what I got when I got our hotel, and then I was able to share it with Gary and George and Sandra, and we all saved. So we got those first discounts. Now you can't save as much as we save. They have so many of the best savings, and that's just understanding how the system works. If you and then download it and set up your 7K Wealth System app on your phone, so you can send videos, you can do follow-up, you can check. This is a big business. You got to treat it like a big business. And once you get your app on, then you're going to tell your team leader, your sponsor, what are we doing? What's your commitment? So see, this piece of paper is for your new people. It's kind of your instructions of success. And then, what we asked them to do, make their hot list. Well, get ready to have your business launch meeting. We had a very successful business launch meeting. I think we had, let's see, I'm just counting them real quick, 8, 10, 12. I think there was about 14 people, not including us, just guests that were in that room for Evelyn. And we had people committed. They're ready to join. They're going to join. And so, she's doing her follow-up, sending the information, and so we've got everything we need to succeed. And now we just need to get started. We need to start as if we just joined, just like Evelyn's doing. This is what I'll be training on. I wanted to go over it with you ahead of time. It's already posted up on the Band app. I'm going to post it up there again, okay, along with my video training on it, because now we're all engaged to build our business together as a team. I don't know if I even talked about money here today, but I'm always going to end this with that income disclosure, if I can find it around here. Now, many people ask me, and I'll do this too, when you press and play and you play in the video, and that's what we did at the home launch meeting. We played the video. I didn't give a presentation. I asked a couple of questions, introduced myself. Evelyn introduced me. I gave a little bit about my education and prior to 7K experience, and then gave them the $1 bill, Silver Eagle example with milk, and just remind them they're not taught about God's money, about gold and silver. Ask the question, how many of you would like to have a little or a lot? If you'd like to have a lot, raise your hand. How many of you would rather buy it or would rather earn it? If you'd rather earn it, raise your hand, And then I said, how many can you press play? Everybody raise their hand. I said, well, that's what I'm going to do. Press play, sit back, relax, enjoy. And then we went through the video. And when it got to this screen, I paused it. And I said, okay, How many of you are one? You're just ready, ready to learn about gold and silver, ready to start, maybe buying $10 a week. You understand the value you need to have gold and silver. You're ready to become a customer. You're ready to join. It's like the Costco of gold and silver. How many of you are two? Hey, this sounds interesting. I need some extra money. I want to accumulate wealth. I want to build wealth. I want to earn extra income, even if it's just part-time as I integrate it into what I'm doing. How many of you too? How many of you see the big picture? You want a piece of this act. You want to do like thousands of us other people are doing with 7K and then earning an unbelievable income while we're building wealth and accumulating wealth at the same time. How many of you are three? That's the $599, by the way. I let them know that ahead of time. That's the $599 lifetime legacy membership where you get everything. Now you won't know everything. I'm sure you're going to have questions, but you learn while you earn. We took a break. We're ready to sign up people, and then after that, then we have question and answers. But we go ahead and enroll people. We're ready to enroll. And if people say, well, they want the 149, we say, okay, let's just kind of hold off to the question and answer period until you get that, and then we'll enroll you before you leave. That's how you handle that one where people want to get in at 149. Well, let's get straight to that income disclosure, okay? Because I didn't mean to go as long as I went today, but sometimes it's necessary to be necessary. And anyone, I told my wife the other day, anyone that complains that my trainings are too long, they've never built this business like I have. Listen, when I went to take finance and accounting and economics and in graduate school, those classes were more than an hour many times, but they were at least an hour. And you can watch mine in pieces if you want, but I don't think it's a good thing to do. But I encourage you to read the 7K income disclosure. There are no guarantees here, and no one can make guarantees to anyone. But I do know one thing. If you follow my system with a company like 7K, you give yourself time to learn the skills, attitudes, and techniques, and then you apply them for 3 to 5 years, you will succeed. I've never had anyone that did not succeed. I love each and every one of you. I hope you see what I see. And if you're new to our group, I really hope you see what I see. Make that commitment to yourself and your children's children. We're going to see you at all the 7K getaways and all the 7K functions, because that is just an extra time of your life to have. It's just another, what I call lanyard item that 7K offers, and we love it.